Hello, everyone. This is Twilight War Carter, and welcome to episode 2 of Geometry Dash Discussions. I'm your host, and I'm here with a special guest today. His name is Gherkin. Say hello.
Hello.
If you guys don't know who Gherkin is, he's a pretty good mobile player. He's got 25 to 100 on Black Blizzard, 61 on Black
I have
Blizzard, and
68.
oh,
I
68
got
now.
68. Yeah, I
And
got 68 million.
and his horse is the Hellbird. So thank
What
you,
level?
Gherkin. The Hellbird.
Wait, it's the Hell Zone.
Oh, hell's I'm so stupid, man. I can't tell the difference.
It's fine.
They're all the same to me.
Yeah,
But anyway, thank you, Gherkin, for joining me today on this episode.
no problem.
So, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing better than the last time we tried to record this, so
Yeah, real
that's
quick,
good.
we tried to record this before. The audio completely broke, so we have to reshoot this. But it isn't that bad because these are normally actually really fun to do. So I'm not really complaining.
Yeah,
So I think I just want to start it off simple. How are you doing today, man?
yeah, better than last time.
I think that's fair. That's honestly fair. I woke
Much
up
better,
a
actually.
little earlier today. I woke up at like 1. And then, what did I do? I woke up at 1, and then I played a lot of GD, honestly. I played a lot of, Bloodbath today. I got 37 today, so, again.
Yeah, when I was playing Black Blizzard earlier, I was planning to grind from 0 for like a good hour, but then on my ninth attempt, I got 68, so I was kind of like, okay, my job's done.
No more today. There we go.
Yeah.
That's all we need today. Whole thing.
What do you say?
It's like, that's it for the day. We're done. No more.
Yeah, we're done for the day.
Yep, that's it. But, in all seriousness, yeah, grinding levels like Black Blizzard and Bloodbath are always interesting because you either take hours to get a new best or you just get really lucky and within like 10 minutes you get like a new best
Yeah,
and then you're just done. It's like, wow, now what do I do?
yeah, it feels weird playing these levels because, like, back in like 2017, when I would look at these levels, I'd be like, yeah, never doing them.
Yeah. And now here you are like years later. It's like, oh, I can do this now.
Yeah,
I'm like so much better than I used to be.
talking about Point of Crate and its demons, I feel like the list in the past like 3 years has gotten so much harder, like so much quicker compared to like 2017 to 2020. I feel like from 2020 to 2023, the skill gap is like the skill cap is like increased much more
Yeah, that is true. Skill in
because
this game is unbelievable now.
Erebus and like Titan Complex aren't even on the list anymore. Like that's insane.
Yeah, it's
And
unbelievable
like
how much this game is.
and like 3 years ago, they were like top 50s. So that's like really weird.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how much this game has changed, honestly. Like, it's just kind of like, I don't even know how you would describe it. It's just like scary to see how, in the span of like 3 years, levels like Sonic Wave, levels like uh, Artificial Ascent, all those,
That's a grass hill.
they're all getting so close to falling off the list now.
Artificial Ascent's already off the list, I think.
Yeah, Artificial Ascent is off the list now. And then what else? Yatagarasu is like 145.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's unbelievable. Like
I feel like I
how
talked
close
about
it is.
this the other day when we tried to record this, but I don't think list points on Point of Crate should be a thing because I think it's a tool or like a concept that like ends up like just demotivating players because obviously as levels fall down the list you're going to lose points, and I feel like a leaderboard that like ranks who has the most points to who has the least points isn't a very accurate way of showing who has the most skill and who doesn't.
Yeah,
I
that is
just
kind of
think
true.
I think the list should be more about like the actual list itself and like showcasing the victors more than like people just getting rewarded points.
for like just completing a simple level.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like, who cares how big a number is on your demon list profile? I've never even had a demon list profile because I've never beaten a point of crate list demon.
Neither have I, and I don't think I
So,
ever will, honestly.
but like, I have records on the mobile list and the low refresh rate list, so I know how it feels to be demotivated by losing points. It's really annoying, and I just don't think it should have been an idea that's used right now.
Yeah,
I just
honestly,
don't think it
like
was.
the demon list is an interesting concept as it is, but adding like a competitive aspect doesn't make much sense, especially for a game like Geometry Dash, considering it was made just for fun, and people have like
Yeah,
made it like one of the hardest games there is.
you can see because back in like 1.3, when demon levels were like known to be too difficult, or like if a player couldn't beat like a level in a few attempts or like in a reasonable amount of time, they would just dislike the level because it was too hard. And back then, hard levels were like frowned upon, and that's why the game, was a lot more fun back then, and people might have thought, oh yeah, the community was better back then. I feel like, and that might be a reason why, because we focus more on the enjoyment rather than the difficulty. But nowadays, you see like 50 top ones getting made at once.
Yeah, and I
It's
don't
all
think
about like
like
how
yeah, it's all about how
it's all
hard it
about
is nowadays.
it's all about how much players can like push the limits, and it's just like, I don't know.
I like the aspect of like decoration or like how hard they could push decoration or how hard they could push like certain game
Like the editor,
modes. Yeah, like
the
how hard they
editor's
could
limits and stuff.
and then people are
Yeah,
just like, but I want to see how hard this level can be or how hard like who could beat this for like it's not all about skill. Like this game was never meant for that. It was meant to be like a fun game where you could create like your own, you know,
yeah, it's
little
crazy.
like mini games, your own levels to share with friends. And people just giving it a competitive aspect it never needed.
Mm-hmm.
I think this game may have been better without the competitive aspect, but we'll never know for sure, honestly. To be fair, it could have been
Yeah,
a
we'll
lot more
never know.
boring.
The competitive aspect of the game is kind of just like what we're used to now, so like it's kind of hard to think, oh, what would the game be like if we never really tried to like make the hardest levels or whatever, or if the list never existed or shit like that.
Yeah. I think a really I think something I do want to mention though, like speaking of like list demons and competitive things, the whole thing with like Deimos and Zoink, I feel so bad for Doggy. Like he
Yeah,
spends months trying to beat that level to verify it, and then Zoink just says no, and then beats it in like 3 days, which is again no hate to Zoink or anything like that, but like still, it's kind of unbelievable.
yeah.
I
I've
feel
been in
really
a
so
similar
bad.
situation.
Really,
I've
yeah.
been in a similar kind of. So back in like March 2022, I beat Dora Dora, and I was the first 60 hits victor to beat the level. And back then, when I was first practicing the level, I was thinking, okay, I'll say it's mobile list worthy, but I wouldn't say it's like, you know, nowhere near my hardest demon. I ended up finding it harder than Epsilon somehow, and I don't want to explain why because I put like the specific reasons in the video, so anyone can go and find that on
Yeah.
YouTube on my channel. But yeah, basically in a nutshell, I found the level very hard, and I come to the conclusion that was because I was the first on 60 to beat it. The level was just really hard on 60 hertz. The level did get added above Epsilon on the list, but then by the time the next mobile list update rolled around, which was like 3 or 4 months later, the level got moved from like 46 to like 98 or something because a lot of people beat it and were like, yeah, this is overrated, what the hell.
Yeah, a lot of levels either end up getting overrated or underrated. Like, I think a really good
Yeah.
example was Arctic Lights. I think that got really overrated since it's not as hard as a lot of people always put it out to be.
Speaking of Arctic Lights, the verifier Metalface's reaction to beating the level or verifying it is really funny.
Yeah, that is a good. I think that's one of the funniest GD reactions. A lot of GD
Yeah.
reactions are either really tame or really funny. Like, I think a good one is, I forget the kid's name. I think it's like Mangosa, but he beat Coretta after like jumping from Acu. That will always be, I think, one of the funniest reactions in GD. Just thinking about it.
Never,
I think it was
I've
like
never.
it's like this 13-year-old. He jumped from Acu, and he just like screams. He's like, yes! And like peaks the mic so loud. It was so funny when I first saw that clip. I mean, all GD reactions are really like a lot of GD reactions are really funny, or just. I mean, you can't ever blame someone for like reacting so hard to a level, especially with like really harder ones, because I mean, like, let's be honest, levels are never like when you beat a level so hard that you've been like practicing for months or working on for months. It's gonna be so just like you're gonna be so happy.
Yeah.
But I feel like your reaction is based off how much you hated the level, how much you liked the level. Because I beat in two extremes. When I beat Kata, I was like so happy to be done. And then when I beat Fish God mode, I had like no reaction because I actually enjoyed the level.
Yeah. I feel like if a level's hard enough, even if you do enjoy it, you will have a reaction either way.
Yeah.
It depends more on the experience you have with the level rather than enjoyment or not. But enjoyment is also a factor for
That's why he
how.
never has like any reaction because he never has like any long experience with a level.
Yeah, he literally just opens the level and then beats it in like a few days, and he's like, okay.
The most hype I will ever see Zoink is Acheron.
Yeah. Tidal Wave might be a bigger reaction though because he's actually struggling with that level.
That's how you know it's a hard level. Because if Zoink is struggling with a level, it's got to be hard.
Yeah, I mentioned this like 2 days ago when we last recorded this, but Tidal Wave, I love the theming and I love the gameplay and the uniqueness of it, but I don't know, it's like, it's just so unforgettable for some reason. It just wasn't executed very well. Like, I watched the video and I forget like half the gameplay after I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing gameplay wise that sticks to me is like the wave parts. That's really it.
Speaking of like Doggy, Deimos, Zoink, I obviously think Deimos is gonna get placed somewhere in the top 10.
I feel like it depends whether the victors more agree, the next victors of the level more agree with Zoink or Doggy.
I know Zoink said it was hard. I don't know where he said it, like where it would be placed.
Yeah, Zoink said at first it was top 20 and then he changed to the top 15 when he beat the level.
I don't think it's gonna be top. I don't think it's like top 20. I think it's top 15, top 10 max. I don't think it's top 5. But again, I mean, we never know. A lot of things can change.
I do doubt it's top 5 because Doggy said it was easier than AOD and harder than Sakupan, I think. So it'll probably place somewhere low top
10. Yeah, like low top 10. But I mean, that would get one of the most annoying levels out of the top 10 for me, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Minus Dry. I hate that level.
Yeah, Minus Dry is like one of the most forgettable levels on the list, in my opinion.
What's nuts though is if that happens and all, like when Deimos gets placed, that puts Bloodlust to 69. So I can't believe Bloodlust is almost off the main list. That makes me sick, honestly.
Yeah.
Another big thing is like, oh my god, like you don't think about it until now, but when you go and look at the list, you'll see Yatagarasu 145, and that's just like, what?
I remember when I first joined Discord, like back in like the summer of 2018, like 5 years ago. I remember Yatagarasu being like 6 on the list, or something like that. It was top 10. and now it's almost off the top 150.
Yeah, that's just sad.
I honestly wish I improved the game like 2 years earlier than I actually did. So like, I hope like the scenario was like, let's say in summer 2021, I got progress on Black Blizzard instead of getting it now. Like everything happened 2 years earlier than it did in my case. I would have had like list points and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's like a curse. I can't beat a point crate level.
Yeah.
When I first got progress on the Hell Zone, I think I got like 66 back in like early 2021. I didn't end up finishing it until like this year, but yeah,
Yeah.
when I first got like 66 on the level, it was like top 120, I think, on point to crate. And then when I got to like the 140s, it got raised by like 40 spots.
Yeah. It is kind of unbelievable to think how much this game has really like changed in just the span.
Yeah.
And what's even more nuts to me is in 5 days, this game's gonna be 10 years old.
Mhm.
That honestly
And
makes me like sick.
and depending on like what Rob Top is like doing with like the whole 10-year anniversary event, the game could see a new update, or we could see an update happening like in the
Very soon.
future. Yeah.
Here's the thing that Rob doesn't always plan like updates or anything. Like he just like releases anything when he wants to. I think we all know that, because especially with Sneak Peek 3, like that came out of goddamn nowhere. But
Yeah.
this is a big thing, so obviously Rob has had this plan for months. Viprin is obviously involved with this as well, as we all know. We don't know who's
Yeah.
working on, like who everyone is that's working on this. This could be like
I
big
feel like
YouTubers, small YouTubers. We
I
don't
feel
know.
like a release date on the video or the event is going to be like a really high chance, but you've also got to keep in
Yeah.
mind that Rob Top's never given us a release date for any of his updates.
So we have no idea
So-
if that'll actually be correct.
So that's why I feel like it's more likely for him just to drop the update in the video. I feel like he's either going to drop the update or he's just not going to give us anything. I don't think it's like him to drop a release date because
I
he's
don't think
never
it-
done that before.
I don't think it's likely that he's not gonna say anything. I'm sure he's gonna talk about it. Like,
Yeah, he'll at least talk about the update, but he's either going to drop it or he's
the thing
not
is,
going to.
like, there's a high chance we're also gonna hear him speak, which is it's been a long time since he's talked in a video, or like in general. I think the last time he talked was in Colin's interview like 5 years ago. And
Yeah.
that was a long time ago.
Was it 5 years ago?
It was 5 or 4 years ago nowadays, that is just hell. We couldn't even see his face again since he when he shows pictures of himself, it's like him in the gym. Actually, fun fact, I learned this the other week. He was in a commercial from where in Sweden.
What was the commercial about?
I don't remember honestly, but I remember I saw this on YouTube a few weeks ago. It was like he was in a actual commercial, like for Sweden. I forget like what it was, but he was in a commercial. But I forget where from, but like what it was on. But he was in a commercial at one point in his life.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like Rob Top probably like he could literally retire at any point though as well because he's probably got so much money.
I wonder now that it's been a long time. I wonder if he's honestly ever been recognized by like anyone in his neighborhood. If they're like, I know you.
There's actually a theory that Boy of the Combs is like his nephew or something, and that's why they're close.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I feel like that theory is like really like just not true because from what I know, Boy of the Combs is American. You know, and then Rob Top's Swedish.
I actually don't know if Rob actually has kids. Honestly, like I don't think we.
I heard he does.
To be fair though, he doesn't really talk about his personal life ever. No matter like who you're talking to, or like no matter if he's just in Discord or like in VC, he just never talks about it.
But to be fair, he doesn't owe us.
Yeah,
we don't
just
just
obviously.
information
He
because
obviously doesn't owe us anything.
yeah.
But like, but there is like a lot of clips of him on the internet talking, or like him just being out there. There's
Hmm.
like a clip, I forget, it's 6 years old now, but it's called Robert Topola, 18 years old. And it's a clip of him in an interview. Which not just like Rob
Damn.
Top isn't even like 30. I'm pretty sure. Like he's in his 20s still.
Damn.
So that just shows how young he was when GD was made.
Speaking of Rob Top, remember when Mika leaked his address?
Oh my.
But he done something really dumb.
To be fair though, like who is gonna go out of their way to go slide a Rob Top? Like
Yeah.
in all seriousness, like I don't know why he was worried. Like who would be out of their mind or dumb enough to just fly all the way over just to talk to him?
Yeah. That'll be like insane.
It's just unbelievable to me that people are dumb enough to do things like that.
Hmm.
Wait,
People
no,
who
okay,
talk.
I was completely wrong. Rob Top's 36.
Oh God.
And yeah, I think Rob has confirmed, like he hasn't confirmed that he has kids, but he has confirmed he does have a wife. I don't remember
Yeah.
where he said that, but he has like said that before. It's just nuts to see how much has changed for him in just like the
Hmm.
span of what, 10 years.
Yeah.
I really want to find the clip of Rob Top in the commercial because it's so funny.
What does he do?
I don't even remember. He was just like there to talk.
And he was 18 in this interview.
Yeah, I think so.
What was the interview for? Like, what was he
I don't
applying
even
for?
know. I don't. It's like a video interview, and it's so weird to see because he has like a shaved head. He has no beard. He looks so young, and it's so crazy to think compared to like
Yeah.
what he actually looks like nowadays compared to like back in the day. Like back in the day, it's unbelievable.
Speaking of people back in the day, I remember in an EVW video he mentioned like back when like EVW like back when he was like 18, he said like back then he had like really long hair and stuff like that.
I believe that actually. I think he's actually shown a picture of it too.
Has he?
Back in the day,
Damn, I've never seen it.
it's really it's like kind of old. I don't remember for sure.
EVW did grow up in Canada though, so
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like one of the reasons why he might look different now is because he's moved to North Korea. I mean, not North Korea, South Korea, right? I think.
Actually, speaking of it, my friend tweeted something about GD 10, like literally just like an hour or two ago.
Oh wait, I'm stupid. Yeah, EVW must live in South Korea because if he lives in North Korea, he wouldn't even be able to upload content.
I honestly, the thing is just the funny part is Viper and Rob are like heavily advertising that you need to be here for this. Like this is really important. You're not gonna want to miss this. So I mean, like this
Yeah,
obviously has got to be important.
there's also a type of like voting thing. It looks like a type of GZ award things. So my theory is that this is like not like a year GZ awards thing, but it's like a
A
2.1
reward,
awards
yeah,
thing
pretty much like throughout the entirety of 2.1.
of 2.1. Yeah, that seems why because a lot of the questions of like are like saying what's the best level in 2.1, who is the best player in 2.1.
It could even be like a Q&A type thing, honestly.
Like from what I remember when I did that form, a lot of the questions were asking like who was the best, blah blah blah, and 2.1 what was the best, blah blah blah, and 2.1. So that's why I think the 2.1
I still think Rob is
awards
obviously
are
going to talk about 2.2, and we're going to get like an update on it, how it's going. Hell, he might even show us a lot more about it. Because I remember a few months ago, he was going wild with like the teasers and showing things off about it. He was like showing everything. He was showing
Hmm.
clips, voices. He was showing new level mechanics. It was kind of nuts. And then he just like kind of disappeared again. And now, I mean, God knows what this is gonna be. It could be anywhere from just like a small little reveal to like a whole level reveal.
I hope the new I f- every player is gonna get like fully removed when 2.2 comes out, because on iOS you can still use
But like it doesn't
every player.
actually work.
Yeah, but it doesn't work in the sense that you can upload anything to every play. But if you turn off like Wi-Fi and stuff, you can view the replay. But
Yeah.
that's going to get removed in 2.2 because obviously it's obsolete. But he did say there's going to be something replacing it,
It's
so
just insane
that's
to
good.
think like how much this is like how big this is honestly going to be. Like
Yeah,
no, I don't think anyone understands how much this is going to mean to everyone. Like this is going to be a very, very, very thing. Because I remember
the
after he
crazy.
released the sneak peek, he said the next step is now releasing the update. Because I don't think there's a point in releasing a fourth sneak peek.
It's crazy to think about this. The game was like 3 years, and it was like 3 years and a few months old when 2.1 was released, and now it's 10 years old.
Yeah.
That's like insane.
Rob Top honestly goes nuts with the teasers all the time. Like he just like randomly shows things if he wants to.
Hmm.
But like honestly, we have no idea what it's gonna be like. The dude's always lurking. He's always there to talk. Like I've I've seen him like be active once before, and that was really crazy because like everyone in the chat always goes like nuts when he like appears in Discord, and then it just all dies down the minute he disappears.
He's also a savage.
And he can be pretty rude to some of the people here, but a lot of the time, a lot of the people deserve it because I mean they're asking for it sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like what did you expect? Like let's be honest.
Hmm.
But
I feel like I feel like people do it on purpose, though.
yeah, but again, we have no idea what this is gonna be. And honestly, I
Yeah.
think I want to keep it that way. I want to keep it like a surprise for now. I don't want anything to get leaked about it. I do appreciate how much effort they're putting into this. So I'm excited to see how far this goes. Because this will
Yeah.
be awesome to see in the end. And
Yeah.
I am really excited just to see everything in the end. But again, like, we have no idea how much this is going to change GD.
Yeah.
Although I think we have a rough idea considering how big this update's going to be.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to know how big the update's going to be in, like, gigabytes. There's
Like
no way
the
it's
one
going to
thing,
be like.
the first thing I'm probably gonna try is like the multiplayer.
I thought that got scrapped for, like, 2.2.
Wait, what do you say?
That got scrapped for 2.2. That got moved to, like, 2.3, the multiplayer thing with the verses.
Oh, seriously? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I want to try the
That-
new levels and the story mode thing because I know that's like a huge,
Oh yeah.
huge
I
update.
just realized something. Yeah, the new levels. That's probably gonna be the first thing I do. Is
I think
beat
that's what
that.
the first thing that everyone's gonna do. It's the first update, like the first the first like the new levels, the new gauntlets, and I mean Rob's been saying like there's a huge story for this game, which is unbelievable considering we're a jumping cube, but it's Rob. He'll find a way to include some story in there.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see like where he goes with it. It kind of looks like a Mario map kind of thing where it's like you complete levels, do bosses and stuff like that. So I have no idea what it's gonna be like.
Hopefully the bosses don't look like early 2.0 bosses.
Yeah, we have no idea what it's gonna be like. So we can't make any assumptions now.
Do you remember when boss fights were like first being created back in 2.0, and they were like really bad?
I think the person that changed boss fights back in the day was Manix and Laser
Oh yeah,
Blitz.
definitely.
They changed like everything with like their designs and everything.
Oh yeah, Spacelock 2 is like a really good example of that.
Yeah, or like Fusion or the Fusion series. That's what I should say.
I've
I
beaten Fusion 2,
yeah,
but I did like a secret way at like 35 or something.
the Fusion series is awesome.
Yeah.
And another good example is Molten Gear or Ultra Violence.
hmm
That is a really good like boss fight level.
What I want to know is how the fuck like Xanza game like goes over the object limit when he plays on iPhone.
I don't know, man.
That's like really confusing to me. Unless he builds on PC and then plays on phone, but I wouldn't know.
Yeah, we'll never know. Another good example of people who break the game is Sputniks. He breaks this game, and he just brings like a whole new twist to the game. Is what we should call it, really. Like with how that level still to this day confuses me, and with the sequel coming up, I don't even want to. There's no way in hell my computer could run a level like what when that comes out, dude. My computer would actually like catch on fire.
Yeah, I saw the preview of that and it looked really complex.
Like how he makes his stuff is unbelievable, but like he has changed this game in so many ways.
I don't even know how he comes up with them ideas. Like, how does he even like sit there in the editor and actually do that? Like, that must take like a ridiculous amount of like trial and error and stuff like
I
that.
always have ideas for like GD levels in my head, but obviously I can't build them because I'm not good enough for that. So I always have like an idea lined out in my head, but like I can never build it because I don't know how to.
Yeah, it's weird when I make like layouts because I'll build like 20 seconds of a layout and then like after like I've built some of it, I would like just never build anything on the level again because I just wouldn't be able to think of any ideas.
Yeah. All right. I think the only thing to talk about here is just like with like 2.2 and everything. How much do you think demons will change?
Demon levels.
Yeah.
I feel like a good start point to talk about is like the legendary rate and like all the different like new types of rates. Like the quality of levels, I feel like is going to skyrocket when people know actually how to use the 2.2 editor.
Yeah.
Like I feel like after like a good year or two after the update comes out, we're going to see some like crazy levels.
Yeah.
I feel like levels have become really good nowadays compared to like early 2.1 because we've just mastered the 2.1 editor, but like it depends how long it takes people to
Because the
master the
2.2
2.2
editor is
editor.
so much bigger.
But I don't think it'll take people as long just because we have so much creating knowledge nowadays.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not going to take people very long to make some really good
To be
levels
fair, a lot of people have the
once 2.2 comes
2.2
out.
editor, like the
Yeah,
servers. So honestly,
there's
it might
also
not actually take as long.
there's also a glitch on GZ World.
Yeah,
Like, have you ever seen it?
I think so.
You basically like save a level to your account in your saved levels, and you make it copyable, and then you load your game data on GD World, go to your save levels, get that level, make a copy, open the editor, and it's a glitch, and it has like 2.2 features in that editor. Doesn't include every 2.2 thing, but it includes like some things. The only catch is that once you exit the editor, you can't open the level again because it doesn't let you access the create button.
Yeah. The thing with 2.2 is like, there's going to be so much in this damn update that I'm honestly scared.
Yeah. No, I want to know what a dual swing copter looks like. Like, how does that work? I want to know what a dual swing copter is gonna be like.
There was a concept. I forget who made it. The triple portal, and the dual physics are already horrible enough. So thinking about like a triple thing where it's like even worse physics makes me like want to cry. Like I really hope dual physics get fixed.
Do you still think ball copters are still going to be used up to 2.2, even though we'll
Swing
have a swing
copter.
copter? Yeah, but do you think a ball copter is still going to be used where people get a dual ball
Yeah,
and they use
obviously.
blue?
I think people are still going to try to include that into their levels every once in a while, you know? Like,
I feel like the main reason why people are still going to use it is because we're so used to the physics of that type of swing copter, and apparently like the new swing copter in 2.2 is like really different physics wise to that.
I have not been able to try it because I don't have the editor, but I've heard it's like really, like, odd.
Hmm.
I think, like, one example of 2.2 I'm really excited to see is, I mean, the gauntlets are gonna, there's gonna be so many more.
Yeah, I haven't even completed all the gauntlets just because I'm lazy.
Same. I don't want to like take the time to complete more gauntlets, honestly, because one, I want to focus on pushing myself to see how good I can honestly be at this game. And I have been pushing myself really hard lately to the point where I have like, I mean, like I've been like really tired out, really busy with GD. But in the end, it is normally worth it because to like think about it, like a week or two from now, I could have like 70 on Bloodbath, and then I could end up beating it soon.
Yeah,
I never have had an end goal for GD. My goal is just to be the best player I can be. Which, if that means I keep going until there are like levels that literally just cannot be beaten, then I'm gonna keep going.
yeah,
But I think there will never be a time where like there's honestly just no more levels are able to be beaten because there's always gonna be the one person that pushes themselves harder and harder to beat a
yeah.
level. Like it'll be like Silent Club style kind of where people think the level's impossible. Like who knows? Years from now, Silent Circles could be beaten legitimately.
The unnerved one.
Like see, no, literally, like the unnerved one could legitimately be beaten one day.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to think how like that would even look. Like how like what would that even look like? Like what would them clicks like what even is the CPS required for that wave spam? Because it's not just spam at the same time. It's like you have to like spam as a mini wave,
It's
like a
controlled spam.
controlled spam with like loads of there's blue. I don't know if you know this, but in that wave there's like blue pads. I mean not blue pads. I mean blue orbs scattered like everywhere. So like every single time you click as the wave, your gravity changes in that spam as well. And then you've got to like spam through like
Yeah,
with like spam. I just don't think that's ever going to be like possible. I don't know.
but we never know for sure because there are some people in this game that really just push themselves to the absolute limit.
Yeah, maybe if someone spends like 50 million attempts, we might see some progress.
I think a really like funny thing I remember I saw this the other week is like someone found substantial enough evidence to finally call out Tosh Deluxe for hacking Devil Vortex.
I remember. I remember
Like
that that was
we
crazy.
all knew it was true, but like this guy finally had like enough evidence to put it to rest. Like, oh yeah, no, he definitely hacked now. It's like you can see here clearly. Like, look at this.
Back when he was exposed by like Nepesta and like the list team back in 2018, I watched like the auto like the reasons why they thought it was an auto, and like they were like, oh, there's 54 clicks here that could be autos. There's 54 objects. Like I was just thinking, okay, maybe they're like pushing with that because there's probably many different types
And
of like
yeah,
objects you can use in that auto. Like it doesn't have to specifically be 54.
oh
But
yeah, but
then
look how wrong we actually were about that.
yeah,
But like, again, to this day, I mean, he hasn't shown his face in this community for a long time, so what does it matter?
it's funny because his verification video I think was like accepted by the list team for like since like 2019 because obviously they couldn't prove he was a hacker, even though they all thought he was. So his I think Devil Vortex in 2019 was like top 20 or top 30 still then, and he kept like them list points all the way up until like a few weeks ago when he was like actually exposed and they removed his record. The level was like 150, so he managed to like keep his list points pretty much
I think
for the whole time.
the community always is able to come up with new things that change this game. And I think a really good example of something that changed this game was like Mega Hack is a good example. Honestly, that changed this game forever.
Yeah,
But another thing that kind of changed like things you can do in GD is like the Extreme Demon Roulette. Like that was an interesting concept. I honestly actually like the idea of it. You know, just
speaking
like
of the Extreme Team Roulette, I did that today and it was fun.
yeah, it's fun, but you do kind of have to be good at the game to do it. To be fair.
Yeah,
I'm good enough to get like far in it, but like not, super far.
I think my record on it's like 16 or something.
I think mine's 14.
Speaking of this community, there's like loads of weird people in this community.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Like this, I don't think any community would ever be pit. Like there's probably no such thing as a
Oh yeah,
perfect community.
there is no such thing. Every community has weird things and weird people. Sadly, it cannot be
Yeah.
true. It can't be true that there is a perfect community, but that doesn't mean we won't stop trying.
Yeah,
You know, how do
it's just
people?
crazy that like
How do
it's
people?
crazy that like fucking Guitar was like a pedo for like years and like we just never know.
And yeah, and still people still support him to this day.
Yeah, I know that's crazy. How is his channel like not being taken down?
What is he even
Like why?
like? What is he?
Why is no?
What
My
is he
question is why is he not being IP banned from the game? Because Crazen was. Crazen was actually IP banned, so like the servers just did not work for him because his
What
IP
is
got
like?
banned from the.
What has he even been like? What has Guitar even been doing anymore?
I think from what I last heard, he has like 96 or something on Bloodlust.
I guess that's kind of like nuts to think. Like, to be fair, his video, like, I think one of his most popular videos is his Bloodlust completion, if I'm right. Or no, not
I
Bloodbath.
don't think.
Bloodlust, Bloodbath.
Yeah, Bloodbath.
What is his most popular video? Oh yeah,
I
Deadlocked.
that
It's kind of that is kind of a funny top video to have. Mine's like a really old rhythm game video.
I just like want to know like how people are still supporting him though.
Because they're children, they
surely
don't know anything.
yeah, but surely like some of the people who still support him right now have like at least seen some of the videos made on him. Like surely they've come in like
They
their
don't want to
YouTube
believe. They
recommenders.
don't want to believe it. It's the thing. They want to believe that it's still a good person. Just the whole
Yeah,
point.
it's weird. I don't get how people like can be like that. Like the evidence is presented right in front of them, and they just don't want to like accept it. It makes no sense.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess we have to put up with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think with that, this is where we should end the episode because we have been going for like 45-ish minutes.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you to everyone for listening to the podcast, and thank you to Gherkin for coming out today. I hope you had a great time, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
And thank you to everyone for listening. If you want to hear more episodes of the podcast or you just want to enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. And please go subscribe to Gherkin's channel. His link will be in the description. Alright, everyone. Please have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.